now that he's kind of grown past the getting effed up, it's like, now we're going to talk about the real things, but we're sober and we're
really making
contemplative and again, like, I feel like you need to listen to that album and then come back to this, and I feel like you'll enjoy this even more. I already know you enjoy it, but it's just, that sequence is such a cool story.
You got me. I'm literally going to.
Yeah. Boom.
I'm so sorry. I'm so excited.
Yo, what is going on? This is Ruu's Reviews, where we keep it for real. I am Ruu, aka the Culture Black Kid.
I'm Ify, aka Ify.
And today, we are reviewing the collab album from Boss, a New York rapper signed to J. Cole's Dreamville, and the Hics, a UK alternative R&B, soul, electronic band. Their collab project called Melanchronica. This is not the first time these guys have collabed. They have collabed on a couple songs here and there on past Boss albums, but this is their first full-length project. So, without any further ado, let's get into our initial thoughts.
What I wrote for my initial thoughts: banger, exclamation mark, yummy, comma, delicious. Full stop, I love it, full stop. Those are my initial thoughts.
Amazing.
All in caps. Thank you. That's
it.
Yeah. I'm not
It's
lying.
exactly. She's said verbatim. I have this in my pros, but I'm just going to say it as my initial thought. I think it makes more sense. This album has cult classic material. I think this is a really nice collab between these two. Definitely on brand for both of them. It doesn't have that hit that Boss has to leading into the album. E.g. a Tribe, Passport Bros, pretty much any collab with J. Cole, pretty much. But I think that was the point. I think it was meant to be more low-key of a release. No fanfare for the rollout with just, again, how this album is, but that we're going to get into. So, yeah, let's get into it. Without pros.
I need to warn you.
Yep.
I have
we're about to get a yap sesh.
Like, I've never written this many pros in my life, not for anything. So just stay seated.
I'm leaning back.
Okay, first one. My pro is I'm reading everything verbatim, but first one. My pro is everything. My pro is this album. I said it was actually so hard really sitting down and differentiating what I liked about this project, but to start, the production. First and foremost, just insane, start to finish. Really solid hip-hop and R&B producing. It was phenomenal. Second pro, the singing by Roxanne and the Hics, Sweet Baby Jesus. She's a force to be reckoned with. Oh my goodness. And she added this softness and femininity when a track would really start to lack that. She really brought it back to full circle and rounded out a lot of stuff on this album. And without her voice there, I think this project would have needed a lot to fill in the gap she left. And she's an insane singer. I think she's really underrated on this album, in my opinion. Third, the features are great, and there were only 3. AB Soul, Damani, Saba. They were not put there to formulate streams. They just added to the songs in their own way. Really great, like amazing. Fourth one, I think one of the standout strengths of Melanchronia, I keep thinking Chromacopia, Melanchronia, is I think how natural the collaboration between Boss and the Hics feels. Nothing about it is forced or really stitched, and it's not your like typical kind of rapper producer setup. And they co-designed this space together. I really love the trust between them, and it shows so much that they're not like fighting for attention. They're building off of this language that they've started and cultivated from the beginning. Next one, I love the sequencing, bitch. The sequencing, oh my god, I told you, like, I can't shut up. I missed it. Okay, the sequencing, underrated, flows naturally. You kind of forget you're switching tracks. The pacing feels like one long breath out. There's no awkward track placement, no random energy shifts, no skippable. I didn't skip didn't skip once. And the journey has a very quiet arc, and it's not dramatic, but it's subtle. That it still feels like really curated. And I think I loved the sequencing. My final thing before I get into my standouts, mind you, I think, oh my god, what did I even write here? I liked the way Bass raps, or yeah, I like the way he raps. He's really reflective. He's processing a lot, and he's talking in a very calm, self-aware way, and the maturity of him makes his album feel very grounded, and you can hear this growth, mind you. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna show myself here, I haven't listened to Bass before, but you can hear this growth, and you can hear this restraint, and you can like the willingness to kind of sit with emotion instead of reacting to it. Oh my god.
You're gonna have a ball listening to his discography.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I've already started. Like, I've literally started.
Wait, which one did you go to the top?
I started from like his newer stuff.
Okay. Like, we only talk about things when we get effed up?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going through the album or you just listen to songs?
I'm just listening to some songs. I will go through his albums.
Listen to the album.
Albums?
Listen to the album.
Okay,
because
he's an album man?
No, he's got bops and he's got tracks, but are you still going with your pros? Okay, I'll jump in with this one before you keep going. Which, I love how kind of like yearning and wholesome a lot of the topics are on this, because basically the whole theme of his last album is basically just like, it's exactly the topic. We only talk about real ish when we're effed up. It's, it's still real, but it's a lot of like drug talk. It's a lot of drinking. It's a lot of getting messed up, partying, da 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 da. So it's mature in a sense of, obviously real stuff comes out when you're inebriated, but this feels like now that he's kind of grown past the getting effed up, it's like, now we're going to talk about the real things, but we're sober and we're
really making
contemplative and again, like, I feel like you need to listen to that album and then come back to this, and I feel like you'll enjoy this even more. I already know you enjoy it, but it's just, that sequence is such a cool story.
You got me. I'm literally going to. Oh my god. Well, I don't have any more pros, but I have only 3 standouts, and I was gonna do an Amine and stand out all of the songs.
Just gonna cover the whole screen.
I swear to God. But I was like, you know what? Let me do this, and I did first 3 songs. First one, Out of Sight. To open, I think that's my favorite song, because even though there were so many other songs on there that I loved, but just to open with that, I admired that. They have balls, because all I could think was, how are you gonna get better than this? And they got better. But just the fact that they opened with that, I loved it. The production is so yummy. The singing, the rapping, everything. I have no words. It was a work of art. I really loved that. I can't even speak. Such a strong start. Next song 2, Norbert. All I said was heavy. Truly a work of art. Song 3, Four Wars. I really had to highlight this one because the chorus is insane, and Roxanne's voice is what really gets me in there, and she inflects in the right places, has so much soul. It was so beautiful to listen to. Oh my goodness. I could really go on about all the songs, but I was like, let me shut up for once. I've already had too many pros, like I can't. So I'm gonna end it here. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you.
She basically said all I needed to say. The only things I'm going to add is, confirm all the features, matched energy delivered. Absol, Damani, Saba, all brought their A game. I think Norbert is probably my favorite track. Bass and Soul, they floated. They floated on that track. Everyday People, I also really enjoyed that track. The Solange bar was fun. I love that bar. And I think overall, again, this is a relaxing night drive kind of album. Very relaxing. And whilst it's got some deep themes, you also don't have to think too deep to listen to it. You can just chuck it on and just...
Thank you.
Just enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Night, day. I know I said nighttime drive, but you could listen to this anytime. And it'll just... It'll bring you in zen. It'll relax you.
I agree. And I wrote that later.
Yeah. Do you have any cons?
None.
Okay. She has no cons. My con is, it's not a con, but it's just based on, again, my bass experience, which
Okay.
is, this isn't a bass album I would run to knowing his other works, my experience with that. I've seen him live, and it's so fun. I got to show you the video of,
Okay.
we got him to do a shoey.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
When did he even come here?
2020, 2021,
I'm
no,
so late to
2019,
I'm
2020.
so late. I'm so late
Yeah.
all the time.
We also
Okay.
did that. So we got him to do a shoey, and then hit the cork of the Patron that he took he kicked, and there was a girl next to me. If her phone was not up, it would hit a square in the face.
That would have damn.
So I also have a video of him losing to FIFA. I have a photo with him. Yeah.
You met him?
Yeah. Also, Grace will put all these things around
She'll put them up.
when I pull them off my Snapchat.
Okay, #1 boss fan. Please make a badge.
So yes. Ding. So this, knowing Bass's discography, this isn't the one I'd run to. However, like, again, to bring full circle, I think this is an album that can become a cult classic. It doesn't have the big J. Cole features. It doesn't have all the Dreamville glitz and glam. However, it's just, like you said, it's so mature. It's just a really well done, consistent, beautifully written, wholesome, amazing work of art.
Thank you.
So yeah. And with that, let's get into our overall rating. Are we here for this? Depends on the day. Feeling iffy.
Yeah, I need to say all that. I'm here for it.
Yep.
I'm here for it.
Nice.
Run it back 60 million times. I have run it back already. This album, literally what you said, is one for the ages. I think every single element is to die for. The singing, the production, the rapping, it all flows and works together in perfect harmony. And this album had a lot of moments. It had so many standouts, and those standouts didn't take away from any other parts. They didn't like eat each other up or swallow each other whole. It's not boring. And there's so much that is going on in Melanchronica that it builds for the best listen ever. And what you said as well, where it's that like nighttime like drive album, I said that, and I was like, it's an album that you can just vibe to, but if you really wanted to dive deeper, there's space for that, and you can dive deeper, but it's not in your face. Like, if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Struck that perfect balance.
Yes, it's stunning. I love it. I'm here for it.
For sure.
I'm done. Thank you.
I'm also here for it, but I don't think it's like not a perfect here.
I'm not
But
mad.
that, again, like I said, it's not my favorite Bass album.
Valid.
I've been listening to him for a hot minute, so I'm very well inducted with his other albums, and this is pretty left field actually. It is, but it's not. It is for an album, but it's not for him individual songs.
Okay.
So, but I'm keen to, again, just chuck it on.
Yeah.
Just one of those albums that you can just chuck on.
I
just
want it
be
on
like, this is
vinyl.
Yeah,
on vinyl
I feel like
now.
it would hit on vinyl. The crackle, ooh.
Yes! Need it. Need it.
So yeah, let us know what you think. Bass and the Hics, Melanchronica. Are you here for this? Depends on the day. Feeling iffy about it. Let us know. And yeah, this is Ruu's Reviews. I am Ruu, okay, the Culture Black Kid.
I'm your former aka Ify.
And we'll catch you next time. Peace.